What's happening, guys? Mike from Matinee Studios here. I got a box full of movies. I hit up the Halloween sale on Gruv.com. If you don't know, Gruv is a movie distributor. It's actually Universal's direct distributor. Universal doesn't actually have their own website where they sell physical media. But they've also recently started distributing Warner Brothers and a few other studios' films as well. But yeah, I just want to say this isn't an ad, but I actually order a lot of my movies from Gruv because they tend to have the cheapest price. They always have a coupon, and they do a lot of good sales like this Halloween one that they just did. The prices on these Blu-rays was just like way too low. I had to grab these. I've been being much more selective about the physical media I add to my collection lately because the collection has just gotten a little too big, and I'm trying not to spend as much money. I'm sure everyone's feeling the squeeze. Everything's really expensive right now, so I don't have as much money to spend on stuff like movies. So there's a lot of releases I've been putting off, including every single title in here, so I was really happy to just add them to the collection, even if it's just a standard Blu-ray. So no specific order here, just grabbing out of the box. The first film I grabbed is Companion. This film starred Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid. This is a film that came out earlier this year. I'm not exactly sure what genre I would put this movie in. It's kind of like a comedy, but it's also very R-rated. It has some like horror elements to it. It has some thriller elements. There's some good suspense in it. There's some good tension. There's some good villains in it. But it's also a film about relationships, and I thought the relationship aspects were done very well too. I will say, if you don't know anything about this movie, don't watch the trailer because I think the trailer spoils a really cool element of this film. Yeah, I loved this one. This one delivered. Probably going to be on my top 10 of the entire year. Next up, here's another one that I probably honestly should have gotten the 4K of. It's the Blu-ray of Sinners. This came out fairly recently, but I loved this film. Michael B. Jordan absolutely killed it, playing dual roles here. Also, Haley Steinfeld did great, but Jack O'Connell might be the standout here. Very villainous, very creepy. I love vampire movies. I love From Dusk Till Dawn. Obviously, this draws a lot of inspiration from films like that. But also the speakeasy during Prohibition backdrop they gave the film and how it all kind of surrounds music. I thought it was super, super cool. Easily my favorite film by Ryan Coogler. I don't want to get too into the weeds of everything with this film, but I've been seeing further and further divide, people saying this is a bad movie, and I think that's insane. While I see where they're coming from, it's a cheesy vampire movie, okay? That's like someone saying From Dusk Till Dawn is a bad movie. It's like, I'm not gonna argue with you, but you're no fun at parties. This is just a silly vampire movie, and people are like, this is the best picture of the year, and I'm like, well, there's a good chance it will be nominated for Best Picture. Yes, it could even win. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see a film like this win Best Picture. It'd be very different. But there's people that just like take this too seriously and take other movies too seriously, and they're like way too critical. It's like, just have fun. This is a silly fucking movie. And yeah, it covers some very real themes and also history, and like there's some deep stuff in here too, but people are just like so unnecessarily angry about this film for some reason. I can imagine why. You know, I guess that's kind of like the natural pushback you get when a movie does really well and is received really well. You have this like loud other side that has to pitch in their opinion. All I know is I'm definitely going to be watching this again. I actually haven't seen it since theaters, so I'm really excited to pop it back in. Also, I want to check out those IMAX aspect ratios on the Blu-ray. Moving on to the newest release I have in here. I think this just came out about 2 weeks ago. We have Weapons, Zach Cregger's new film. Like many others, I loved Barbarian, so obviously I loved this film too. I thought Julia Garner was great. I think she's really good. She's one of my favorite newer actresses. She was in this movie called The Royal Hotel from a couple years ago, and ever since then, I've just been sold on her. I'll see her in anything. Josh Brolin might be my favorite here. He might be the standout here, probably for a lot of other people too. Also, I love Alden Ehrenreich. He's another one that I love to see pop up and stuff. Makes me really happy when he gets roles. I think he got screwed with that whole Han Solo thing, but I think he's actually a really good actor. I love him in the Coen Brothers film Hail Caesar. And of course, Gladys, the villain that everyone was talking about this year. She's super creepy, played by Uncle Buck's girlfriend, which is great. I love seeing her again. But also, like, the directing and the imagery was really good here. There's also some really good, like, comedy and horror blending happening, which I really very much appreciated. And also, like, the kind of non-linear storytelling that's happening here is really, really fun. So yeah, this is another one I haven't seen since theaters. I can't wait to pop it back in, check it out. Also can't wait for Zach Cregger's next film. He's one of my new favorite filmmakers. Back there, I actually have a bootleg of Barbarian because I needed a physical copy. They weren't going to give me one, so I found a way. Next, we finally have a slipcover. Check this out. We got Wolfman. This is directed by Leigh Whannell, who's another one of my favorite horror directors out right now. Obviously, I love all the work he did with James Wan. James Wan's one of my favorite directors, but Leigh Whannell is making a name for himself. This film wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but I definitely wouldn't call it a disappointment. Far from it. I actually really enjoyed it. Julia Garner's back. She's really good in it. Also, this isn't nearly as good as his Invisible Man movie, but I'm really happy Leigh Whannell stuck around and did another Universal monster movie. And yeah, I could see why some people might not be pleased with this one. It's kind of just like a dumb monster movie. But that's why I liked it. You know, even at the end, spoilers, there's a Wolfman on Wolfman fight. And that just felt like something that would be in an old Universal monster movie, you know? The monsters are always fighting each other, so I was very happy to see that in this film. And sadly, the final film in the box, we have Nosferatu. Another divisive film. I saw this in theaters, I liked it. If I had to be critical, I would say I was maybe a little bit underwhelmed with the film. Judging by the trailers and by Robert Eggers' other films, I kind of thought this would be a little bit better, or maybe just a little bit more for me. I think this film has clearly found its audience, so that's not the problem. I might be the problem as to why I don't love this film more than I do. But I do really like it. I also like the original Nosferatu, the silent film, and I like Werner Herzog's remake from the 1970s. I definitely will watch it again too. I think it's a gorgeous film. All of the gothic imagery is really, really cool in my opinion. That's the type of shit I like, and that was the biggest takeaway I got from this film was just how cool it looked. There's some silly moments in here, there's some downright weird moments, which I kind of like. You know me, I like silly, weird stuff. There's some questionable performances in here too. Bill Skarsgård is doing a good job, but it's different. Nicholas Hoult is phenomenal. Lily Rose Depp, though, I'm not sure how I feel about her performance. Within the same scene, I go from really impressed to almost laughing at her performance. I don't know what it is. I think there's a few reasons why that performance isn't 100% work for me, but I really commend it. You know, I love a big swing. This whole movie is kind of a big swing. I think Robert Eggers was the perfect choice for this. So here we go, physical copy. It's going on the shelf and it's gonna live happily ever after. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That's everything I grabbed from the Halloween sale from Gruv. Check them out. Again, not an ad. Time to dissect all of these and get my digital copies out of here. And these are going in the living room until I watch every single one of them because that's how I do it. And if you collect a lot of movies like me, I recommend you do the same thing. When you get a new movie, put it near your TV or in the living room somewhere, and don't let yourself add it to the fucking collection until you've watched it, because that's how people end up buying shit without watching it. I see it happen all the time. People have shelves and shelves of movies just like this and they've never seen any of them, and it's pointless. Check me out on Instagram at Matinee Studios, posting about movies all the time.